Mhm.
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 That's fine.
Fuck.
Frickety frick. Mm. Yep.
no.
Fuck-a-doodle-doo. Hello.
Hello.
Sorry.
I guess I'll start over.
Thank you, Kareem.
Thank you,
Fuck-a-doodle-doo.
Kareem.
Streamlabs, you failed me for the last time. Wow, okay, so all of that wonderful dick and fuck talk did not go through.
Wait, does that mean we've not demonetized on YouTube yet?
Hey,
Just so you know, Kareem, we were having an intense discussion about Frankenstein's dick, and it was a good one.
It was. Thank you for noticing before we got too far into it. Our early intro. I think you all could be heard, but Shay and I's mic was messed up because of yesterday's game. The Avatar game uses the voice mod instead of my regular microphone, and I don't think I flipped it back over. So apologies. We were not heard. Intense. Yeah, it's always intense, and I love it. Hello, Dice Bag. Hoi hoi. Shay, I apologize. Could you please start over so that they could actually hear you?
From the beginning. All right, not a problem. So, this is Things from the Flood. It is a dark alternate 90s reality in which technology took a different route. This game can get a little dark, so everybody keep in mind that there will probably be things that could potentially make people uncomfortable, but this is meant to be a safe place. If something does make you uncomfortable, feel free to step away if you need to and come back when it's done. Players are encouraged to keep that X card ready in case anything makes them uncomfortable. Principles of the Flood. Everything changes, everything falls apart. That promised future that the Super Colliders promised to bring did not come. And instead, everything is decaying. Robots are falling apart. The advanced technology is not working the way it has been. There's a big flood in the city. Everyday life is full of demands, boredom, and conflict. Everyone is normal people. The players are not heroes. They are just teenagers living their lives, going to school, working jobs, dealing with home issues. The mysteries are exciting but dangerous, number 3. And only you can stop them. For whatever reason, the teens, the players, are the ones who are put in a situation where they're the ones who deal with the mystery and are able to resolve it. You are neither kids nor adults. You are teenagers. You are that awkward in between where you're figuring out who you are. You're not. You don't have the full responsibility of adults, but nor do you have the safety net of being a child anymore. The game is played scene by scene. This plays out like a TV show or a movie. This is kind of a theater of the mind game where it moves from one scene to the next. The world is described collaboratively. Number 6. Everybody gets to decide what this world is like, while I, as the GM, have the final say in what's going down in the mystery and everything. Everybody gets to decide what this world is like and what happens in it. I am not the only narrator here. Everybody is a narrator. Those are all the principles of the Flood. Would anyone like to recap?
Last time on Caught on the Other Side, we introduced the teens. All of us had a chance to show who we are, what we do, our morning routine, or not our morning routines, our afternoon routines, actually. I opened my games with morning routines, that's why that was the default. What we were doing that afternoon, we started at the mall. Did we give the name to the mall?
No. Would anyone like to name them all?
Pleasant Point.
The Pleasant Point Mall? I like it. So it was everybody hanging out at the Pleasant Point Mall. We were introduced to names. We were introduced to Lydia first, And then we got to see Courtney at the Hot Topic, and then Joanne joined them. My character V had their ambiguous introduction of definitely not suspicious things happening in secluded bathrooms before we all decided to go see a movie. And we watched Batman Forever. We got into our first bout of extended trouble in the food court or the concession stand area of the theater, as well as seeing something very strange happen while the movie was going on. A quick flicker of decay and ruin before everything turned back to normal, but we all saw it. Most of us chalked it up to the alcohol we had snuck into the place. Others were freaked out because they weren't drinking, so it's kind of weird if they also saw it. We got to meet Joanne's Touchstone. The rain's really coming down now. We got to meet Joanne's Touchstone, the projection worker, who we talked to briefly, and then we went over to the Legally Distinct GameStop, where we saw people were buying very strange VR headsets, and our dear sweet Lydia decided that they were going to pay for one with cash, I believe, right? Because you didn't want Daddy to find out.
I don't want Daddy to find out about my terrible purchases.
Yeah, and I largely believe that was where we capped off, was with the conclusion of that.
One thing before we get into this, Joanne, because you spoke with your touchstone, you are able to clear any conditions you currently have.
Oh, the upside is gone.
This is the important of having touchstones. Talking with them and grounding yourself is what clears your conditions. Or I'll say getting a night's rest can clear one, maybe. So, as the camera zooms in, is everybody splitting up on their way home, or is anyone walking together?
I mean...
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, in all likelihood, since I've got the mystery parcel of my family's business, I'd probably be slipping away.
Okay.
But I suppose that does also depend on if everybody's like planning on going their separate ways and not sticking around to teenage some more.
Vivian doesn't have any real priority to get home just yet. What time of day is it?
It's probably late afternoon at this point. Not like late, but it's mid to late afternoon. The sun hasn't set yet.
Yeah, she usually gets home around 5 or 6, and she is lugging around the pizza so that her younger siblings can have some food. But she probably wouldn't break off just yet if it's not anywhere near that time, because it would be when she tags off with her mother, who goes to the diner.
Does Vivian's mother work evenings or?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
She probably does an early shift, comes home, gets some sleep, and then does the evening shift. She probably works doubles to help maintain their lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And Vivian low-key supplements whatever's in her wallet while she's asleep.
Alright. So, on your way home, do folks walk together or just split apart?
I'm walking with folks. I'm not breaking off yet.
Alright.
I will walk along, but my attention's probably very split.
Okay. So, as you all are walking, just along the road, the camera just kind of following along, we do see a few, not run down, but rusty labor machines moving on 4 legs. They look old and not well maintained, just working. But as you pass them, there's a soft setting music with the strings of a guitar being plucked that you all are able to hear along the road. And what you hear, if I can find it, what you hear as the voice begins to sing, which actually sounds like a dark parody once you make the lyrics out. On a dark, dreary evening, machine vision tears, black waters rising when nothing seems fair. To my side in the distance, I saw a sparkling light. My heart grew heavy and my sight grew grim. I had to swim for my life. And this song goes on until it reaches a main verse. Welcome to the town of Stillwater. Such a lovely place, such a broken place, such a lovely face. We're still here in the town of Stillwater. It's the quiet year. Don't give in to fear. But as this parody is being sung, you notice a girl, another schoolmate, dark hair, kind of has a punk rock look, and she's just strumming a guitar, just musing off on her own, skateboard at the side.
It's a cool song.
I wave.
She pauses,
Like, hey.
waves back,
I was gonna wave too.
and you all wave, and just continue along.
I complimented her song.
Yeah. And she smiles.
I'll be
at you.
back. I'm gonna go grab my guitar and we can play together in a few minutes.
Oh, jam sesh.
She calls out and says, "Thanks." Kind of slides off the ledge she was sitting. Kicks her skateboard over. Gives everyone a look, and if you all are continuing on her way, she starts skateboarding in the other direction. But she smiles and gives a nod. Courtney, how invested in the music world are you for what's going on locally in Stillwater?
I'd say pretty heavily. The local music scene is where she is mostly thriving, but she's starting to branch out further because that's the way that it's headed. But like, she definitely started in the local scene, was playing all the same shows as the local bands, and then like she just started to get picked up more.
Okay, so you would know her then. You would know her as Ashley. She's has her own band. What is your band called?
I'm just gonna steal the name of a really, really not known band that's already broken up. Garbage.
Garbage. Okay.
Yeah, garbage.
Let me write that down somewhere. Garbage. All right. You would know her as Ashley, and her band is the Utensils. So
Nice.
you've competed with her before, but she smiles at everyone and gives a nod, seems to recognize you, and says, "Sounds like fun," and then gives a smile towards V. "Thanks, I appreciate it." Does look a little embarrassed, but But she looks like she's starting to
Hmm.
And if no one's staying to talk, then I feel like the scene kind of moves on.
Just like
Did you want to talk shop?
one
with her?
thing.
She,
I just want to be like, if you ever want to just like hang out and talk about music and stuff, I'm available all the time.
V's gonna be behind Courtney and be like, she's available all the time. The emphasis on available.
she chuckles at that, looking back, and you see that like she has a very like hints of Asian. She's Asian American, long black hair. She does wear a spoon on a necklace as part of her band. But after she chuckles, she kind of looks over to Courtney again and says, "All right, jam session sometime then. Although
Cool.
I hear you've been getting gigs outside of Stillwater."
Yeah, more often lately, but I'm not gonna like get my hopes up about it or anything. It's just like more gigs, so I get to play more often,
That's good. You should jump on it when you have a chance before Stillwater catches you.
Yeah.
Has a tendency of not wanting to let go.
That's very true. There are so many people who would have been better off getting out of this town.
When you say that, her smile quickly disappears. But she quickly masks it again and says, "I gotta get back. I can't let my dad know I was coming this close to the..." She gestures over her shoulder towards where there's a fenced off area. Quarantine zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't want Daddy to find out. Don't want to get in trouble.
Oh, that's not the problem.
That's not the problem?
No.
What is?
Let's just say I'm lactose intolerant. She doesn't elaborate on it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not sure I actually get that.
Yeah,
reference.
she
Yeah, like I just
Maybe
turned my
you'll
head to
fig-
the side a little.
maybe you'll figure it out, but she doesn't seem to elaborate on it or seem
Explain
like she
any
wants
further.
to.
Just like, yeah, don't get that one.
But she gives a nod, and for a moment she pauses, looking at the. Is the box you have? Is it still in its bag? Oh,
Oh.
That's interesting.
That was the power cutting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anybody who's in... Oh, there it goes again. I think our internet's still held.
Yeah, I mean, I still see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys saw a call.
She has a separate backup battery, so it's not connected to my computer or my surge protector. So it seems like it's okay.
did your computer
Does
not
your apartment also have really shitty wiring?
It's a house, and it's not so much that it's shitty wiring; it's that it's old wiring, and they changed the circuit breaker when we came in because it didn't have enough power to maintain the stuff that we actually had because of how old it was. but our office. Oh, there it goes again. A couple of the outlets haven't been changed yet. Namely, the one she's using hasn't been changed, so it may still be getting faulty stuff. But it looks like we're okay.
That was the most like
My computer.
perfectly
Your
timed.
computer went off.
Not as bad as
Hold on,
my.
Sorry, hold on. Your computer went off, hon?
Yes.
Oh, so her computer died.
Yeah.
Oh
So-
dear.
Gotta give her a second to come back because she's frozen. So sorry, brief technical hold. You can still hear her because we are literally sitting across from each other. But
Hello, fam.
hi. Yeah, we're still technically here. Just giving her a moment to get her stuff back up. Yeah, just in time for the storm to start. It's coming down
Yeah.
pretty bad. I wish I could actually open up this window, but part of the problem with the way this house was set up is that it looks like the storm drains overflow directly into the window, so I can't even...
Lovely.
Yeah.
You can get a little
Hey.
Amazing.
Well, actually, we probably can't because it would probably conflict with the HOA.
Oh, HOAs.
Because none of the other houses have little awnings. But yeah, so basically all the water overflows and drips right into the not even the glass, but like the screen. So where you would open it up and let the air flow in. It's like I can't even do it because it's just a lot of water just dripping right into that area. Because it sounds lovely out there right now.
Yeah, my electricity in this place is just weird because there are different outlets in all 3 of the rooms that all go to one breaker.
Oh, no.
And then half of the rooms each go to their own separate breaker. And like it's just a mess. Like someone needs to rewire this whole place.
Sounds like a well-designed house.
Oh yeah. Brilliant.
Alright, I lost my place in my notes, but that's alright. We'll survive. Testing 1, 2, 3!
1, 2, 3.
Alright, sorry everybody. I forget, what did I ask? I asked a question.
Lactose tolerance.
Right.
Is the headset still in the
Is
bag?
the headset still in the bag?
Lydia, is the headset still in the bag?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, unless I'm checking, does something happen to it?
No, it's still there.
Okay.
I meant, is it hidden?
Oh, I mean, I'd like to think that while we're walking, just because, like, I'm not really paying attention to the music conversation, that I'm kind of eyeing the box. So I wouldn't say it's like I'm actively hiding it, but I don't necessarily have it in front of my face.
Okay. She doesn't notice then. But Ashley just kind of gives a nod and then one more time towards Courtney. Well, whenever you can, get out of Stillwater and explore while you have the chance.
Yeah. I mean, you could always come check out some of the venues with me. You might get a chance to play them at some point.
Her smile returns, albeit not as bright as before. And she says, I feel like Stillwater still kind of has me in its grasp, you know?
Yeah, I get that. I really do. I'm doing my best to, fight my way out of our own little hellscape.
Did you lose anyone in the flood?
I mean, not lose, but I still lost them, Like, they're still here, but they're not who they were.
None of us had a thing.
Some of us are luckier than others.
She kind of glances over to you and says, "Well, I can understand that. I don't think she really. Vivian, how well are you invested in the music scene, or do you have the time?"
She definitely listens to Courtney's music.
Okay. So you might have seen her around a bit. And, she says, "I think I've seen you around a little bit, but
You'd remember.
Huh?
You'd remember.
I don't think we've ever gotten to know each other.
That can be fixed."
I guess so. Well, I'll see you all around."
For sure. It was nice running into you again.
Does kind of like a backwards wave. She throws down her skateboard and starts skating away.
I was gonna wave bye.
What's your wave? I think the scene begins to transition from here, where now we get a chance to look at what goes on in everyone's homes. So, who would like to go first?
Got a dice to roll?
I can roll if you want to do it randomly.
I'll go.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Alright, Joanne, what does your house look like as you begin to approach?
It was like one of the nicer houses, but it has kind of not really run down, just kind of aged.
Mm-hmm.
I made a mistake because my head's dying at the moment. So it's been lived in for a long time, so probably needs new painting, like new paint job on the side. Laid in. The roof's in good condition.
Alright. And would your parents be home by now, or do they work late?
At least one of them would probably be home by now.
Okay. So when you approach the door and open the door, you do see that, or you hear more than see, your mother in the kitchen. I got 3 boxes of this. You hear your mother, Olivia Campbell, in the kitchen, probably preparing dinner. Joanne, is that you?
Yeah, Mom, just got home. I was gonna come into the kitchen and, like, grab some water.
You see her in the apron. She says, "Your father will be home in half an hour. So just be ready for dinner."
Okay, I already ate at the mall.
Okay. So do you want to skip today?
Yeah.
How's school?
It's normal. There's a test here in math. Think I did pretty okay with it.
Good. I guess you had fun with your friends then.
Yeah, we went to the theaters and saw Batman Forever.
Oh. Would you like me to... And she kind of gestures to the dinner she's making. Would you like me to wrap something up for you for later?
Sure, thank you.
I would like you... to give me a... Empathize mind.
Which one?
Empathize.
Empathize. Okay. That's 5 successes.
Jesus. Okay.
5 successes out of 8.
You have to run of the place now.
So I was just gonna say she's probing curiously, kind of watching you. But with 5 successes, I have to reopen the book too. With 5 successes, I'm gonna let you ask a number of questions you would like to ask.
I have it ready if you want.
Yes, please.
So you get to ask 2 questions, and for every success you get an additional question and take a +1 die on one roll when you use the information later. Questions can include, what is her weak spot? How can I make her do something? What does she feel? What does she want? What will she do? Is she lying to me?
We'll start off with, what does she want?
She wants to know what's bothering you or what's wrong.
Okay, what does she feel?
Concern. Confusion and concern. She doesn't know what it is.
I got a lot of these at the moment, so I don't know which all to use.
You can make them up too.
Yeah, you can make your own, ask your own questions too.
What's the best way to make her not probe too deeply?
Well, you could successfully lie to her, or you could, distract her with something else. But you did just come in and say, hey, I'm not going to join you for dinner. So,
Yeah.
So probably she sees you with withdrawing, and she's trying to figure out why. You could lay into the truth a bit more and deceive her that way, which is probably your best bet.
Mislead her with the truth.
If only Joanne wasn't so new to me, I would be able to know exactly what she wants to do.
I will let you bank those other 2 dice for trying to convince her not to dig too deep.
I think I should probably go study a bit more because of the test. They did okay, but I want to make sure I do better next time. If you want to put some aside, it'd be great for me later. Thank you.
Give me a heart charm and add 3 dice.
Charm and 3 dice. Then I'll put that back. 0. One success.
That is enough to convince her for now. She kind of, you see her expression relax a little bit, and stop from questioning too much. She says, "Well, all right. If you've already eaten, you can go study then."
Thanks, Mom.
Of course. If you get hungry or need anything, just call.
But will do.
Alright. And you leave her in the kitchen to work. As you head to your room, would you like to describe your room to us?
Sure. I should have this written down somewhere.
Yes, you do.
So, her room's pretty neat, but more like she knows where to put things. Let me restart this. Most of her room is kind of a controlled chaos where she can find whatever she needs in there, but everyone else just, it's kind of a mess.
Mhm.
Except for her desk. That is pristine and organized. She has a set of pens, a set of pencil crayons, there's some markers, and like some sheets of paper and everything. She has that all organized to the T, like right size, right colors, right shades.
And we see as the camera just kind of follows Joanne. We see this room, and the only neat thing in the room being the desk. But you are alone for the time being, with no siblings to come and bother you, and your mother waylaid for the time being. Is there anything?
So,
Go on.
Joanne's actually going to go to her desk, take out her sketchbook, then she's going to take out her homework and kind of put it over top of it, so if someone comes in, she just kind of cover the book quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to try to draw what she saw in the theater when it got all weird for a bit there.
Okay. So we see Joanne begin to draw, and as she is, the camera kind of like goes across the desk briefly, seeing this image, and Joanne, being an artist, is pretty good at what she does. So, so you're drawing this, and as you are, I want one more roll from you. Let's do. Give me an investigate.
Okay. Do I add my iconic item too?
Yes, you may, because it is your sketchbook. So +2 bonus.
Okay.
Two successes. With 2 successes, I will let you ask a follow-up question. But you're doing this, and as you're drawing, you feel a chill kind of go over you for a moment. You're really focusing on this vision, this brief moment where you had seen in the theater everything decayed and falling apart, completely dilapidated and run down. And you feel again for a moment like you're in the cold presence of this decayed movie theater. When you look up, you don't see anything. You're still in your room, and your room looks the same. But you do hear just the soft hum of an unfamiliar voice singing a song. Your face is back to normal. You're in the warmth of your room.
Okay, what happened here? I think would be the best question to ask at the moment.
Either you're hallucinating, or you heard a voice that isn't physically there. Or I guess I should give you a little more than that. It seemed like another brief flicker in reality, like the way it was when you were at the theater as you were drawing this.
Did I ask, where's the voice?
Nowhere.
Joanne's just kind of look around her room and like, that was weird. And she's just gonna close her sketchbook and just kind of hide it underneath the papers again. Parts of her think she's might be a little crazy. Other parts are uncertain.
Is there anything Joanne does or would like to do before the scene changes?
I think that's probably a good spot to end the scene, yeah.
Okay. So the scene ends with the camera kind of like slowly backing up. Joanne looking a little confused and uncertain. And the scene changes again. Who would like to go next?
I can go.
Okay. So when Lydia gets home, what kind of house do we see? And is anyone home?
As far as the house goes, it's not a mega mansion or anything. It's definitely a bit on the garishly fancy facade. And we'll say that the walkway that goes basically from like the street, there's just a large gate, and then you have kind of like the driveway that leads up to almost like a large swimming pool, and like through the center of the swimming pool is like the walkway to the front door. It's like 3 floors. You can see from the outside. It looks smaller from the front because it's like one of those longer buildings. Mm-hmm. So like once you get inside, it looks like a mansion. Kind of the entrance is sort of the stereotypical like lots of white and crystal, etc. But there's some like very 90s garishly decorated dining sets and chairs.
Oh, of course.
I'm like garish, like the pastel blue and hot pink, like upholstered chairs and sofas and such. Top of the line televisions with like 30 channel knobs.
Oh, living the life of luxury. I do have an important question.
Yes.
Because I feel like your family is probably the only family out of the characters who might have one without being a tinkerer. Is there a robot butler?
Fuck it, yeah. There's definitely a robot butler.
Awesome. I'm adding this character. Do they have a name?
God. I'm gonna probably just I'm gonna need a name generator really quick. Because I am tapped out on my
If not, I'm just naming him Jeeves.
we'll go with Jeeves. Just the cliche Jeeves.
Cliche Jeeves. He's a Jeeves spot.
Yeah, and Lydia just nicknames him Jay.
All right. So you enter and there's this Jeeves bot here, just kind of standing at the door. Would your parents be home?
That'd probably be a toss up.
Looking
It's probably completely random whether or not they'd be home, because during the week, even after school, they'd probably still be at some kind of meeting, but sometimes it's just a random day off.
Okay.
I'll say probably. I don't think they're home, but they definitely could be.
Okay. Definitely not where I heard it. But yes, so you enter and there is this robot on the inside dressed as a butler. It's very obvious. It's a machine. There's mechanical parts that you can see in places, and the only place it has like the synth skin is maybe over the face.
God.
So it's got kind of a relatively human face, but the rest of it is you can see just like mechanical parts.
I hate that. I hate that a lot.
And make it horrifying. But it stands there and gives like a slight bow when you enter. Off to the side, I'm going to say that you do hear kind of assertive shouting, kind of muffled on the other side of one of the doors. This would probably be one of your parents who's probably in their office working, but not moving about the house otherwise. You don't currently have to deal with them unless you open the door.
I'll probably just walk by and just have like a sort of under the breath like, "Good evening, Jacqueline and Gregory."
You say this, and as you do, the G spot straightens up and just kind of like does the thing where it just observes you walk past, but it wasn't addressed, so it just resumes its position and stands there. Probably wasn't. It's probably not as well kept as it used to be since the flood, and there are fewer and fewer robots. But it resumes its position as you walk by, and you step past the office. And I think the only thing you pick up since you're just walking by is I don't care where they're from. I want you to figure it out. And then, as you pass, the shouting becomes more indistinct again.
I'm gonna kind of stand behind the hinge, like where the door would swing, like out,
Mm-hmm.
and just listen between the cracks of the door, like intently.
Give me a. Either. Give me either an investigate or a sneak. I think either of those would work.
Oh boy, both of those are. I'm gonna go with sneak. Goody.
Zero successes. Zero successes. Unfortunately, you're not able to quietly pick up on anything. It sounds very muffled and hushed at this point. What you do get is that this is probably a sensitive subject. But you're not able to hear anything without actually risking yourself being discovered.
Can I at least tell if it's my mother or my father?
Sounds like your mother.
Mother, okay. Then I am just gonna scoff, being frustrated that I can't really make anything out, and just kind of do a quick scoot off to my bedroom, like tiptoe scoot, kind of quiet but quick.
Okay. What does your bedroom look like?
For a rich girl, it's really kind of barren. Very plain walls. Just a large bed, very large, kind of ornate banisters and such, but not very decorative in terms of color.
There's
Lydia.
one picture in the house that just says, "Buy more money."
Yeah, there's just a framed photo of a dollar. But yeah, she doesn't tend to have a lot of stuff, mostly because her parents kind of question whenever she wants to buy something for herself. It's like, that's such a waste of money. Why would you want that? So she tends to just have a very barren room. There's a nice white desk. There's white dressers, a large closet. The closet is basically the most colorful part of the entire room.
Alright. And as the camera just kind of like follows you inside, you tiptoe off and quietly slip into your very Spartan room, shut the door. What does Lydia do?
Basically just flips that bag upside down, drops the box onto the floor, and just, I'm gonna say, basically letter opener, like grabs the nearest letter opener and just carves the box open, just with a determination to know what the hell, like where the hell this thing came from and what it is, because she's not seen this in her family's catalogs.
Mm-hmm. You open the box and you see it's a very interesting headset. It's got like a very thick cable that you plug into a power source. It does adapt to an outlet, but it's a little bit like the visor is a little elongated in the front, and looking at this headset, there are little probes on the inside that just kind of rest against the head. And of course, a band for comfort.
Is there any like extremely obvious like points of entry? You know, like the back of a Game Boy has a very obvious door to put the batteries in and such. Are there any panels like that?
Yeah, it's got directions on how to set it up as well.
Because I think I'd probably want to try to, without compromising any of it, see if there's any, just kind of like what's ticking under the hood. Like she's got a little bit of tech knowledge, but not like some hacker here.
Okay. In that case, give me a Tinker Tech.
Oh, please stop having 0 successes. Oh my god, Lydia.
Can still take a condition to reroll.
Yes, if you'd like to take a condition, you can reroll 2 dice.
I do have a bonus die as well still.
You could try the bonus die first or with the reroll.
I'll try the bonus die. How do I roll a single die?
Over on the top left, there's the little drop down. There should be one that has a little d20 on it. If you mouse over it, it will open up a number of dice that you can try to roll.
No. All right. I'm just gonna give up on that venture and just go and plug it in.
Okay. Unable to figure out how it works on the inside, you go and you set it up, plugging it into its power supply. It is ready to go.
I feel like Lydia is just too proud of herself and just doesn't even look at the instructions. Like sees it in the box, just whatever.
Oh,
Ah.
she lost her power again. Stand by.
Stupid storm.
I'm just gonna throw this out here real quick. I'm hoping to go last.
I can have next. That's
Hey, man.
yeah.
You got a free outlet over there?
I do. 1 sec.
No
You want me to
problem.
move you over?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here you go.
Yep. I went first to keep the thingies low, expectations low.
Probably shouldn't have been.
I am actively planning on my
Oh, damn it.
home life to be very, very, very hard. So I want to go last. So it's like a progressive build up.
Oh,
I don't want
I
daisy
can't do that.
chain. Oh, alright.
Can you get it over?
I can plug
You plug it
my
over on
computer
the-
into this.
What?
I can plug my computer into this.
That's probably better.
Okay, I'll do that then. Or,
Yeah, not that one, but the other one I'm using.
is that daisy chain?
Kinda.
No, I don't want to daisy chain it.
I'm not having a power connection problem. I'm not having a power issue. Your side is. It's only temporary.
Okay.
You can also plug into the wall on the other wall. If you're really worried about it, but I don't know how well that one's holding up.
Well, give it a shot.
Which one?
I'll plug in the wall over here. It's probably easier.
Alrighty.
So, chat, how's everyone doing today? Are y'all good? I think that we get to enjoy the day.
What's that?
I'm just talking to chat.
Oh, hi chat. How are we doing?
We're exploding.
Yeah, we're having a lot of storm shenanigans over here. You guys are exploding because of how warm it is.
I actually had a good day out today for weather-wise. I'm scared.
It's actually way too nice here right now. It's like 72 degrees outside.
Let's see
Yeah.
here.
The land of Celsius is kind of warm.
Yeah, it's 87 right now because of the rain. I think. No, 76. My desktop hasn't updated apparently.
It's 25 here, so I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're in Canada land, so
25 is like low 70s, I think.
well, I think I have the option to flip it over so that I can actually translate that for you. Hold on. It's
I
24.
use people syrup numbers.
It's 24.
And 4, nice.
Yeah. So it's not bad. There should be an option to just have the two numbers together. I don't know why we just don't do that to save everybody the argument.
That must mean I'm at like 22 if I'm at 72 degrees.
Yeah, because I think it's like a 4 to 5 difference in the number. It's not.
It's impossible to tell. Who knows?
We're American. We don't have
I know 100 degrees Celsius is like 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and I know 0 degrees Celsius is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So who knows how they mix and match together?
Yeah. Also, as reported in the Discord channel, Legends of the Five Rings got a 5th edition port, and I'm really glad they changed it from the controversial name Oriental Adventures that it was in 3.5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that's a little dicey.
It's a little dated.
Yeah.
And sorry, it wasn't 3.5, it was 3rd edition.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that word has been considered a slur for at least the last 15 years.
When regarding people, yes.
Oh god, I don't want to be isekai'd.
Yeah, the Oriental is not meant to describe people, and it's very derogatory if you do so. Oriental is still a word you can use to determine stuff coming from Asia, but not people.
Or like
if something is
architecture and
from
stuff, right?
the Orient.
Yeah, it's textiles and food mostly.
Oh.
So it's a little degrading if you refer.
I just don't
food?
use that word. I just don't use that word because I don't like that word.
Yeah, but like I said, there are correct uses for it. An Oriental rug is still a thing you can say. You cannot say the Orientals because that is no bueno.
All right.
Hey.
Come back.
Can we not do that?
Let's not do that.
I'm saying when you're saying it's not okay to say something, can we not say it to say
yes.
it's not okay to say? Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
All right. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. I believe we left off with someone about to put on a headset.
Oh no. You're putting it on?
Well, apparently Lydia can't sneak, she can't tinker, she can't investigate, and she can't comprehend, so...
Your job is to throw money at problems.
My only option is to just put it the fuck on.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I plug that bad boy in, yeet the instructions out the window, and slap it on my face.
Okay. You set this headset on your head and activate it. And there's a moment where with the visor on, the screen kind of lights up, and the light seems to fold around you, and you feel like the probes on the back of your head. And before long, your sensation suddenly changes, and it feels like you're floating in a relaxing space, and you see in front of you kind of like a menu layout in 3 dimension, and a voice saying, welcome to your nirvana. What would be your paradise?
So is it expecting a voice prompt, or within the menu is that what or what are the options to select?
There is a menu, and you could probably answer it with your voice too. But yeah, there's a menu to I would say probably something like join primary server. There's another option that says generate personal server. Another that has menu options, but it feels like you're just kind of floating freely in space.
I guess I will probably try to go with I'll generate the personal server.
Okay. You go to generate a personal server. As you do this, what would be Lydia's ideal world that she's interested in?
Let me see. I need to Google something really quick.
What in this moment does Lydia want to see or do?
I'm gonna generate the original Mad Max.
Okay.
just whatever is this sort of like rogue land, just like no rules, no law, just like a Mad Max like world.
All right. You do this. You generate. You feel. You see like a selection of options, and it feels like you're kind of setting it up with your mind at this point. You have no idea where what your body is doing, but it feels like you're in this world. There's a moment where everything goes briefly black for a moment before roads kind of fold up before you. There's kind of like that desert highway. There's probably like a customized, very very heavily customized motorcycle off to the side. But this world generates with you in it, and it feels like you're there, and you just hear echoing in your consciousness, "Welcome to your nirvana, where reality becomes what you will it."
I'm just gonna walk up to the motorcycle and just like full on, just like open palm, just see like if it's actually real, like touchable.
Feels real.
There's just like a almost like a desperate smile, like glee smile over her face, and just like hops right on it and just sits and waits for like to see if it just vanishes.
The camera kind of follows you. Lydia is still in her original outfit, but as it pans over your face with this smile and then pans backwards, you're wearing a different outfit. What kind of outfit are you wearing?
Oh man, that's a good question.
Leather.
Yeah, just like the full-on like Catwoman bodysuit of leather. God, that's a really good question. We'll say it's kind of just a simplistic, like zipped, like tarnished leather vest. The cliche chains, just like there's no rhyme or reason to the chains. There's some off the vest. There's some off of like a leather pants that have like only one leg on, like one full leg on them.
God, I have that top. So you're in this much more like leather kind of road warrior kind of outfit now. You hop on this motorcycle. It feels real. You begin to drive, I assume.
I'm first going to like touch my face to see if I can like take the visor off. Like, is there like a way for me to see if this is actually still like part of the game?
You touch your face, and your face feels real. When you think of the visor, though, there's a menu that kind of comes up again.
And what does the menu say?
You can. There's one that says join primary server, leave current private server. Of course, you have your options menu. Like your ability to adjust settings. Fairly typical. Just disconnect entirely.
Yeah, I'm going to just disconnect really quick and hope that I can get this thing off my face.
When you go to disconnect, there's... Son of a bitch!
When you go to disconnect, there's a son of a bitch. You want to daisy chain it now?
Alright.
Stand by.
Well, how about this?
This stupid storm.
Can I just unplug these?
It does not want to cooperate.
What's that?
Really doesn't.
I didn't think my brother was supposed to enter the scene yet, but you know, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just going to the washroom real quick.
Yep.
I said I don't see why not, but alright.
Please stand by for technical difficulties. Sorry, everyone. This is just a pain. Everything is being mean to our game today, and it's totally just not fun.
I'm just taking it as a sign that like this is just delaying Lydia's death.
I mean, honestly,
like that's why I'm kind of trying to take the headset off now, because I'm just like, you know what? I'm taking the signs. I'm taking the signs from the heavens.
Yeah, like honestly, this game system seems really sus. Like it's really sus.
I'm not liking how I can't feel the headset until I do these menu things. I'm not liking that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, it gave you the option to join their server or leave your private server. There wasn't anything suspicious about this. You're fine.
Oh yeah. The fact that I can't tell that there's a visor on my face until I think about it. That's
You
safe.
definitely didn't check to make sure it was grafting to your skin at all.
Yeah, well, you
Daisy
know.
chain doesn't work.
Daisy chain doesn't work. That's odd.
Yeah, Daisy chain works on her chain.
That's odd. It should be working.
Computer doesn't power on.
I heard you. I just said it's
Well.
odd. It should be working. It's got power going to it.
Will be back.
See, it's fitting
Just
because
1
now it's like the
second.
robots are uprising and sabotaging. Like it's part of the game.
They knew
Yeah, definitely.
They knew that she definitely.
1 sec, I'll be right back.
Mhm.
Why don't you try turning it on again now that
Place your bets, chat. Do I live this session? Or am I scarred for life?
Who lives, who dies, you decide. Anything?
Yeah.
Are they all working?
I need to listen to Hamilton soundtrack again.
I know.
Never mind.
Never mind.
That's not podcast catch up on.
What?
Well, you said who lives, who dies. So my mind automatically went to Hamilton.
Oh.
And like, I need to listen to that soundtrack again.
Who
But I still have podcasts to catch up on.
Your story. Well, we went and saw that last Saturday, so that's why it's still fresh in my mind.
Stop
saw
the
it, I became
robot
jealous.
uprising.
Coincidentally, we went and saw it at the Jefferson Theater too. So they have a big old statue of Thomas Jefferson, or a bust. Or no, sorry, it was the Kennedy Center, not the Thomas Jefferson.
Sorry, Dice Bag, for the immersion.
Yeah.
Alright, I am sorry, everyone, that I keep getting disconnected.
I blame the thunderstorm for the immersion breaking personally.
Yeah, but it's. I don't like it.
It's like you don't
Yeah.
have,
We are
you don't have to
doing
like
our
it. It's the
best.
force of nature.
We are doing our best.
Nature.
Please
Why are
stand
you so
by
powerful?
for technical difficulties.
Alright. Okay.
All right.
So,
Oh, dice means the headset, not the technical difficulties.
Good immersion.
I think immersion. You mean into my frontal lobe?
Yeah, it's the best immersion.
Oh
so,
god.
So as you're going to disconnect, there's one thing you see kind of like on the highway, and there's like that shimmer of like heat off of the asphalt, as there's a figure, a very large figure, difficult to make out in this distance. Do you still disconnect?
How far away is this figure?
Fairly far away.
I'm still gonna disconnect for now.
Alright, you go to disconnect, and as you do, it says, you hear the voice in your head, disconnecting. We're sorry, you're leaving your paradise. And, the probes retract again, and before doing anything in this headset, you immediately disconnect, and you feel the weight of it on your head again.
So only now do I feel the weight of the headset again.
Yes.
Fully
I-
immersive.
I'm just gonna immediately lift it up and just look around my room. Like, is it still like the same time of day and such?
Yes, but I'd like you to give me a
Something I'm good at. Something I'm good at. Something I'm good at.
no. Just give me a move body.
Just a body? Oh,
Move body.
Move body.
move body. Can I do anything?
To be fair, you're only rolling one dice right now.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
You still have a condition. But you take off the headset, and there's a moment where reality hits you again, and you kind of stagger a bit and just kind of fall over from vertigo for a moment before you get your bearings.
Goody. I think now I'm just gonna take the headset off and just scramble for the instructions. Because, yeah, I don't like any of that.
Okay, you go, you get the instructions, and they are instructions on how to set it up, how to use it. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Kind of like, I don't know if they have like one of those like FAQ sections where it's like, what can I expect in this game, and
Okay.
you know, what can you do with it?
So you go back and you start reading through this, and it says in like these FAQs, and it says it gives you an understanding of it. It goes along the lines of this is fully immersive technology that allows you to replicate various realities based on your own personal preferences. This technology was developed Where'd I put my
Nerve
notes?
gear.
Where'd I put my notes? Here are my notes. Found it. This technology was initially developed by Dr. Kojima, and his assistants, for the purposes of virtual reality. It says it gives you information that the probes draw on the subject's consciousness in order to generate these realities, and that there is a primary server in which all players are able to interact, and there is what else? What else were you looking for? Just what you could do with it?
Yeah, that basically covers what she
Yeah,
kind of be looking for.
there is a little disclaimer that says so, like, along the lines of Sunshine Farms is in no way or transitioning out of Nirvana can potentially cause vertigo. Caution. There's some another part of that disclaimer. Sunshine Farms is not responsible for missed time from extended use of this product. But this is definitely some very advanced technology.
I think Lydia's probably, like, as cool as that was not remotely anything that she was expecting that could be capable of, and she's probably just gonna set it on the foot of her bed and just
Give me a
think
comprehend.
about it. Huh?
Give me a comprehend.
I mean, I could comprehend. I actually have points in that.
And you do. There you go.
There you go.
Hey! A singular success.
You sit down and you think on this, and you continue to think on this, and while there is some incredibly interesting technology out there, this is more something you would have expected to. This is more something you would have expected to exist had the flood not occurred. The fact that in this world technology is degrading lends a little bit of, not quite suspicion, but curiosity as to how this was developed and where it came from, without the super collider active.
Yeah, I think Lydia's just going to set it to the side for the night and think on this for a while.
Okay. With a strange understanding that this technology is far more advanced than what normally should be, with the flood having slowed progress or even halted it and reversed it in some cases, in many cases. The camera kind of like pans backward out the window, and the scene shifts over to someone else. Who would like to go next?
I'll go next because
Alright.
Sin wanted to be last.
So, your house, what does it look like as you approach it?
It is one of the many trailers that was quickly put together in response to the flood incident, costing a number of people their homes. It is. It's large because they're surprisingly larger on the inside. If you ever get a good look at one of those, it's enough to accommodate 4 people inside of it. It's a fixed one; it can't move anywhere, but it's fixed into place in one of these trailer parks, and she doesn't have much of decorations on the outside. It just has like the number posted for them. There's a little gravel lot that would be where her mother's car would be parked. There's a pair of like bikes toppled over in the side, and when she enters into the trailer, her 2 brothers, there's 6 and 8, are sitting on the floor next to a ratty looking couch, probably only like a love seat, so it can't even fit everybody on it. But they're sitting in front of one of those giant older TVs, the ones with the huge back, it's
The really thick ones.
really thick ones.
Flat
Yeah,
screens don't exist yet.
flat screens don't exist yet. You would think they would with how fast technology was moving, but in this day and age, no, it's still just one of those fat backed because they couldn't afford it after her father died. And this was what was the Goodwill donation TV. There's this living room also has like a small kitchenette space, and there's space in the back for rooms. There's a space for her brothers to live. She has a little space for herself, and I feel like her mother would have given up the 2 back rooms to them, and she doesn't really have a space for herself, and she keeps her clothes in V's closet and just changes and goes because she's coming and going so much, and probably sleeps out in the living room on the love seat when she is here. V would be coming in right as she's getting ready to leave, and would just say, "I'm home. I brought dinner. Sorry, running a little late."
You walk in, and both your brothers, David and Lucius, are currently distracted by cartoons. You got like 3 or 4 channels on that TV. It's like news, sports, and cartoons. But they're currently distracted, which your mother currently needs rushing back and forth, just grabbing everything she has. But you see her kind of throwing a few items in her purse and slips it on and says, "Vivian, you're home. How was your day?"
It was fine. It was fine. School, school, hung out, came back. I brought food. Grab something on your way out so you eat.
I'll take it with me. Thank you. Make sure David and Lucius get that.
Yep, there's more than enough for them too.
Thank you, darling. And you see her quickly grab just like a Tupperware container to toss the pizza in. But she's you see at this point she's kind of running a bit behind, and there are a couple circles under her eyes from working so much. But she's quick to move and looks like she's getting ready to get out of there. As soon as she has the pizza, she turns back and says, "Kids, be good for your sister."
Hey, don't forget your purse. And she is behind the counter now, and as she says, "Don't forget the purse," she's slipped $100 into her mom's wallet.
Give me a sneak roll.
Sneak.
Sneak.
Success.
Yeah. She has not noticed and does not question you.
And of course, this is in the 20s and 5s, so she just slips this money into it so that she doesn't question where the money comes from, because it's always just in her wallet.
In this wallet, and I'm still poor. But yes, she doesn't notice it, and since she's in a hurry, she doesn't seem seem to stay very very long. But she calls back, taking the purse from you. Thank you. Gives you a little kiss on the side of on the side of your face before she heads out the door. With that, David and Lucas, their acknowledgement amounts to, hey. As we all know, children are stuck, are hypnotized whenever there's cartoons on.
All right. Well, come eat, you two. It's not cold yet, but it's getting cold.
It. Give me a charm card. I want to see if they're
listen.
focused enough. The older of the two, which is David, correct?
Yes. No. I put it in the other order. Lucius is 8.
Lucius is
6.
So Lucius does stand up and hurries over, and David just kind of like sits there, entranced, watching. I need to find a '90s cartoon.
I'm just gonna grab the remote. No, they don't have a remote. She's gonna walk in. She's gonna walk over to the manual dial and click it off.
And as you click it off, like magic, David is like, "Hey."
Dinner now.
And he kind of stands up and pouts a little bit. But there's pizza, so so it's not that bad. But they walk over and start to eat, and they say, Lucius says, "Where'd you get it?"
Pizza Hut. Of course, it's only the best. You wouldn't want to eat Domino's. And she sticks her tongue out.
And David says, "I like Domino's."
You would like Domino's. Just hurry up and eat and get ready for bed. It's getting late. It's only like 7 o'clock.
Yeah. They sit down and they start to eat. Is there anything you do in the interim?
She's going to check her pager to see if any clients are trying to reach her.
Let's see. Let me do 100.
98.
Yes. A few.
A few. Oh, God. Okay. Alright. Finish eating. I've got important stuff to get done tonight, so normal routine. Eat, wash up, get to bed. 8 o'clock, lights out.
Okay. They continue to eat.
Yeah. She doesn't eat any. She ate hours ago with the others. She'll go over to the phone and ring up the most recent number.
All right. Who would you say answers?
That's a great question. Do I go for the immediate controversy of saying it's Lydia's dad, or do I go make somebody up? No, it's probably not Lydia's dad.
Controversy?
It's probably not Lydia's dad. I don't know. It's probably just somebody that I'm trying to think. How do you network in the 90s without things like OnlyFans?
Business cards.
Probably, actually.
Business cards and flyers.
Yeah, probably.
That was the only way.
It's probably just word of mouth too.
Yeah.
It's probably one of her regulars. I did write down somebody initially, and their name is just Mr. Logan, and they're the PE teacher. So that's probably who it's going to be.
Yeah. Coach Dale got fired after.
Coach Dale got fired. Fuck that guy.
After that duress on another team.
On another team,
It was
yeah.
a big
They have a real problem with perverted PE
coaches.
teachers here.
Yeah.
We should do something about that.
So I'm gonna add that. What did you say the name was?
Logan.
Logan. Alright.
And they do have the Wolverine sideburns because they read comics and they thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Logan. New PE teacher. At least this one doesn't use duress and just uses money.
Yeah,
That's not any better, is it?
it's not better.
So you call them up and you hear, hello?
Hey, it's V. You wanted to meet up?
V, yeah. Yeah. Can you make it to my place?
I can't get away. I'm babysitting. It's easier if you just come here. Remember?
Same spot then.
Yeah, same
All
spot.
right. I'll be there in 10.
And it's very much she's not strict, but she's very insistent that her siblings are asleep whenever she does this stuff, which is why 8 o'clock is the bedtime, and she gives enough of a window that because she has to use her room, that they are asleep when this happens.
Okay. So, so we see a little bit of time pass, and you have a little bit of trouble getting them to bed, as you sometimes do. With the lack of successes on the charm, it just takes a little longer. But you do finally get them down, and by the time you step outside, you do see Logan. Probably off to the side, just kind of patiently waiting, has a cigarette in her hand, and says, "Control with the kids this time."
Don't bring them up. We got work to do.
Work, sure. And he reaches back and pulls out a set of bills up front.
As always.
And after handing it over, he steps forward. And the sun's kind of setting at this point, but he puts an arm around you and leads you back inside. And the moment the two of you are inside, he does reach out, incompetent warning everyone. But he does reach out and kind of runs a very, very, very large, kind of gruff, calloused hand over your face and leans in, and you can smell the smoke after he had, even though he put out the cigarette on his way in. You can smell it on his breath, but he leans forward and he does press his mouth against yours.
Hand up immediately. Stop forgetting the rule. No kissing.
All right. Instead, his hand starts to slide down, and we fade to black. And we all know what's happening. Would you like a scene afterwards?
Only in the sense that while he's trying to think of what the word is, not distracted, not recovering, but in that post where a guy is very much not as attentive as they should be, she's going to try and get a little more cash out of him.
Sure. Go ahead and give me another sneak.
Probably while he gets up to go use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, all right.
All right, I'll take it.
2 successes, and I did not bring the book up since my last disconnect, so...
I got it here somewhere. I did have it.
Dice roll
Skills.
here. Hopefully I can pass it. Here we go. sneak.
Snick.
Sneak. Here we go. Sneak body. So, you get the money. You grab a little extra cash without him noticing as he's off using the bathroom. There are 3 options for that bonus effect. You can give success to another team. Find something
Oh
unexpected.
no, Courtney's been here the whole
or
time.
more of what you were looking for. So you either find more cash or find something unexpected.
I want to find more of what I was looking for because she's a woman of priorities.
So you're quietly going through his things. You pull out some money from his wallet before noticing, and he hasn't put all his clothes on back in. You notice there's another set like hidden in his boot. And you quickly grab that. So you grab more money than you were expecting.
Yeah, and not going to be greedy because if all of a set of money goes missing, then they will notice.
Mm-hmm.
But she's gonna just take a little off the top. You can lose track of a 20 if you've got 6 20s in there.
Mm.
But if all 6 20s go missing, then there's a problem.
Yeah, and you found that he was carrying more than what would usually be the case. So you're able to skim quite a little bit extra. But he comes back none the wiser, and says, "Well, thanks for a good time, Vivian.
Yeah,
You'll be hearing from me again."
I'm sure. She's just gonna light up one of her own cigarettes and try not to make any noise on your way out.
Quiet as a mouse. And you see him light up his own cigarette, and as he pulls his clothes, the rest of his clothes back on, and steps out.
I have a question for Courtney. You're muted.
What's up?
Did Courtney give her any like mixtapes of her music?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine. Like, I imagine everybody has some.
Yeah. So that's important for this. That's once it's clear that he's left the trailer and driven off because the walls are thin, you can hear that. She rolls over and like puts the tape into her little stereo and just turns it on and just kind of curls up into her little ball and just listens to music until she can fall asleep.
And the camera hands away on this. The unsettling truth of what rock bottom is like, and we move on to the next scene, where we see our last character, because we're down one.
Courtney.
Here we go.
Courtney.
What does Courtney's house look like as she approaches?
Well, I imagine that it's also in the trailer park because I also used to live inside what became the flood zone. And it honestly looks pretty run down. Like there's car parts littered across the front of the place. There's a half-built car in the driveway that looks like somebody started taking it apart, then just completely forgot about it. And like there's tarps hanging up, like covering 2 sides of the car, but it like you can clearly see all of the run-downedness of it. And when you see her go and walk inside, the inside of the house looks pretty much the same, except most of the surfaces are covered with beer and alcohol bottles, as well as like there's actually like half-built contraptions just scattered across the floors. There's piles of garbage all over the place. And yeah, it's just like basically not a place that you should ever be raising children.
And with as late as it is right now, unsurprising, your mother's off bartending. Your father, however, is home, and if I'm not mistaken, is he drunk or ill? Or
Both.
Both.
Both. Like, he tries to self-medicate with the alcohol, but really it just makes everything worse.
Alright. So inside, what does your father look like? Probably a mess, but...
Yeah. I mean, what does he look like? Probably someone with, like, a half scraggly beard that looks like he maybe shaves once every 2 or 3 weeks, and he's always in a stage of awkward growth. So it's just like half shaggy, half 5 o'clock shadowy, and just like bags under his eyes all the time, long hair that's like almost unwashed looking, and yeah, he just looks like a total mess. And yeah.
So this man is currently just reclined off to the side. The TV's on. There are several beer bottles that are just kind of like on the floor around him, empty. And he's got another in his hand. I mean, he doesn't get up from where he's at, but he does look up when he hears you coming and says, "Courtney, my little girl, how are you doing?"
I'm fine. Yeah. And yeah, I just try to immediately make my way to my bedroom.
And you start walking past him immediately, and he's still talking. He's like, "Did you have a good day at school? How are your friends doing?" And he just keeps talking even when you're gone.
Okay.
You get the sense that with the combination of him being drunk and has the illness, probably hasn't realized that there's nobody to talk to yet.
Yeah, I'm going to just run into my bedroom real quick, pull out the pizza that I have left, and just like change my clothes really quick, and then come back out and just walk over and hand him the box. Eat something before you die, old man.
I'm not dead yet.
Yeah, well, I realize that. I don't think Courtney really knows how to talk to him when this is yeah. So she just kind of like gives him the food and then just like
Question
for
Courtney, or for you. What was her father like before the flood?
I think he was all business. Like, he just constantly was working and trying to provide enough for the house to live on. But then, like, ever since... And, like, just distant. And honestly, I want to say felt very unloving, but like it was probably in the way that like parents think providing
It had
things.
to be the provider kind of
Yeah,
deal.
exactly.
Gotcha. All right. That gives me ideas. All right. So, and I'm sorry I interrupted you. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, that was perfectly fine. Feel free. If that gave you ideas, feel free to hit me with them.
It gave me ideas to utilize.
Mm.
But
I did actually send you a message on Discord
Yes.
as like, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, I see. All right. But you handle this pizza, and he looks back at the TV. Probably watching like a sports show or something, just to keep himself occupied, and not having to think with a combination of alcohol. But he looks back, and whatever had just happened, he had nearly missed. But he sees something happen on the team he was rooting for, and before he can respond, he stands up immediately, and just yells at the top of his lungs, "That's an unfair call!" And you see him like throw the beer bottle, not at the TV, but he smashes it on the floor, and you see him just lose it at this television.
Mm-hmm. And I just turn around and walk out of the house. I'm heading to the park.
All right, and you do that. You still hear him yelling at the TV as you leave.
Yeah. That's typically how it is.
What's at the park? Or is that just where you go?
That's just where I go to like sit down with my notebook and my guitar, play music, write songs, just write thoughts down. Like that's just I can't do it at home because if I make any noise at all, that just is another thing that sets Dad off.
So you go into the park that's nearby, probably fairly adjacent to where the trailer park is. As you sit here and start writing in these notebooks, there's something else you notice. Not nearby, but on one of the streets, at least in viewing distance, there's a very nondescript white van that pulls off to the side, where there's a terminal box for some of the old technology that's had begun to fail. That was connected to the Loop Foundation. But the back door's open, and a couple of people in very blank, just white outfits, like borderline scrubs, except there's like belt and stuff. But they walk up, and you see them open this junction box and begin to fiddle on the inside, and they're not there long. But as they're doing this, they turn around and get back in, and they begin to drive again.
I want to write down the license plate number as well as like the types of uniforms they were wearing, any markings on the uniforms, anything along those lines. Like I just want to like keep tabs on that because that just feels too late in the evening for that to be scheduled maintenance.
No markings, very nondescript. It's very purposefully obvious that they went out of their way to have no identifying markers.
That's weird.
Super sus.
Yeah, I guess I just like write down what I saw at the time that I saw it and just like have it marked in my book. Just yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna like sit there and think and write for a while. Just like let the scrambled brain mess down onto the notepad for like 7 or 8 pages of just free form writing and then going back and reading over it, just like all of the thoughts and feelings from the day, the thinking about the weird ass trippy visions that we saw inside the movie theater. And I'm at that point I'm also going to pull out a little baggie and roll up a little J and yeah, light that up as I'm like looking over everything and writing, just sitting in the park because
Alright.
why not?
Okay, so you light up a joint and just try to take a moment to relax in the middle of the park, and the sun's begin to set. There's another vehicle, one you don't recognize, driving off with some guy with sideburns. Hard to get a good look at him. But as you're sitting there, just enjoying this. Let's see. I would like you to give me a comprehend roll.
A what?
Comprehend.
All right, I can do that. How did I not get any?
Okay.
All right, that's fine.
So there was a moment where you're just trying to relax and blank out, and there are sudden pinpricks on the back of your on the nape of your neck before that sensation spreads out across the rest of your body and then briefly fades.
Oh, I imagine this probably freaks me out because I'm not really understanding what's happening and I start to have a panic attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't know what the source of it is. Maybe just instinct. Maybe your nerves are just going a little haywire. But the feeling quickly leaves. But your heart rate's still up. Still a little panic.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Putting that out. Yeah. Then I think I just sit there until I'm on the verge. Like, I start pacing around for a little bit after that happens, like, just trying to catch my breath and breathe.
You do
And
notice,
then,
you do notice that there is on that junction box they were at. There is just a little light that's blinking and stops altogether.
I walk over there.
Okay. You go over.
And I look at it. What is the light?
There's a little light on the top of this box. It looks like a note of some sort, but knowing where you are, this is probably used to be connected to the particle accelerator deeply beneath the ground at one point. But it's probably being utilized as a power source at this point, repurposed for use around the trailer park. But the box itself is locked. And there is just like little sensor lights on the top.
Which light went off? Would I be able to tell?
There was one off to the side.
Are there any bricks nearby or anything along those lines?
You can probably find one.
I think I'm gonna try to smack the padlock off of it to try to figure out what those people did to the box.
Sure. Give me a force body.
Oh yeah, I'm so good at this. Whoa!
Success.
It's enough.
With 2 dice, I got a success.
Yep. You find a brick. You go over, and we see from the camera angle just this quick swipe of the brick, and the lock kind of shatter under it.
Mm-hmm.
The brick kind of crumbles and gets destroyed as well, but the lock was rusty enough that it broke. And the door to this kind of swings open a bit. Go ahead and give me a...
I'm just looking for anything that looks like it was messed with. I don't really know tech, but I think I can look at chords and see how there's should typically look based on how all of the rest of the chords in here look. So I'm hoping for like an investigate.
Oh, yeah, investigate would work too. I was going to say calculate, but that works too. Well, yeah, I'll allow investigation, but calculate will give you more information. So yeah.
I don't have tech is my worst skill, so my only way to get any information is investigate.
Yep.
I think.
Go ahead.
1 success.
1 success. With 1 success, you get to ask 2 questions, or your own question. What is hidden here and where is it? What does it mean? What has happened here? How can I get in, out, into, out of, past something? What threats can I perceive here? Where is it?
What's happened here?
Looking into this box and studying it, you see that there is a small device that has been wired and tucked behind a set of wires that have the exact word's not coming to me, but a sheath over it. But it looks like that was it looks like there was like a little device that was just wired into the rest of these.
Mm-hmm. What is it?
It's without taking it apart and studying it through tech. It appears to be some kind of a sensor of some kind. I'm not sure exactly what for.
Well, I don't want to reach my hand in there and electrocute myself with my no tech skills.
That's
So
probably bad.
I just close it for now. I just take notes down again in my book so I can like have reference to it. And then after that, I just close it and put like the little mechanism of the padlock back through the gap, back through the hole with like the latch over it, just like unable to lock it, but to keep the door shut.
Okay. Easy enough. So you quickly leave it. You opt to leave it as it was, having made this curious
Yeah,
discovery.
it's super weird. Yeah.
Very weird, yeah. But we see the camera kind of like goes upward as you begin to return to your home.
Well, I think I would actually go back to the park and just keep being there until I'm like right on the verge of passing out. That way I can just walk in and head straight to my bed.
Okay. And you do. But the camera fades, and we're gonna move forward. Is the next day a school day or a weekend?
I would vote weekend.
Weekend.
Yeah, sure, weekend.
All right.
Weekend.
Does anybody have a job to go to, or are they free?
I have a job.
You got. Yeah. Okay.
I think that party was supposed to be tonight,
Oh, is there a party?
and I think I'm supposed to be playing at it.
There's 45 minutes left, so we can do the party when we have Pat as well. But we can definitely do the build up for it, because I totally forgot about the party.
Yeah, I didn't mean the party right now. They just said, is there anything tonight?
Yeah.
And like, yeah, later tonight we got that.
We got that party.
Okay.
But like, as for the morning, I don't think I have anything going on
All right.
in
Well,
particular.
for the sake of this, there's probably just a small touch on what people are doing earlier in the day. We won't jump straight to evening, but we know some people have their work to do. Some work is going to end up being fade to black, which we already saw.
Oh no, she works at the diner with her mom.
Oh, right, okay.
Saucy diner.
Yeah, saucy diner.
Saucy diner.
If you ask for the pie a la mode, that's the signal.
Yeah. All right, but we're probably. I feel like the camera, just to get you all back together, the camera comes in with. Does anyone else have jobs, or is it just Vivian?
I'd say it's just V. I don't think Lydia's gonna really have a reason to work.
Lydia work? Come on.
All right.
Please.
Joanne doesn't have a job.
She works that credit card wrist.
So this is probably at mid-afternoon that we see the camera kind of like zoom in past the diner. But do you all usually get together like in the afternoons?
They probably meet her at the diner.
That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe hopefully get something to eat, score something for free. That's what
Okay.
Courtney's thinking about. Yeah.
So this camera's kind of zooms in. It's relatively slow, not that. When she sees V's friends walk in, Vivian, your mother, Carla, looks to you and says, "You can sit with your friends if you want. I'll get something."
I am almost done. V probably has the same ugly green waitress uniform and apron. Keeps her hair tied back so it doesn't get anywhere. And she walks over and she says, "Welcome to the Three Gophers. What can I get you?"
Can I have a coffee, please? Lots of sugar, lots of milk.
Sure thing, sugar.
What's the cheapest thing with the highest calorie content?
Fries.
That'll be fine.
You're a teenager. You only order the fries. I remember in high school, like lunch, they subsisted on just French fries, and I don't know how.
Not our fault you guys don't have poutine.
Hmm?
This is not our fault you guys don't have poutine.
Yeah, we definitely didn't have poutine. But that's also fries, if you wanted to get technical.
What gravy and cheese curds?
Yeah, it's so good. My old job.
I've never had that.
It's so good. It's life-changing. They had built a poutine place next to the part-time job I used to work before I went to the TSA, and it was delicious, but it was really expensive. Like, not even...
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah, it was like $15 for a single thing of it.
If it's... Yeah.
I hope
I'm
there's
just
extra
thinking-
toppings on that.
I'm just thinking if it's gravy and cheese. I can't eat any of that. Like,
Yeah.
if the gravy is like meat made gravy.
It's usually brown gravy.
Yeah, that's usually made with like beef.
Yeah,
But
they're...
I imagine they do have like a vegan poutine.
No, there definitely is.
Because yeah, like you don't want to not have it. Oh yeah, here's actually a couple recipes for it. I just looked it up.
Oh yeah?
Can't believe it's vegan poutine.
Make it for me.
I could, but you live on the other side of the country.
Yeah, I know.
Well, here, I'm gonna send you this one because that one actually looks pretty tasty. Ooh, and it's got mushrooms in it, so Shay would not want to eat it.
I love
No,
mushrooms.
mushrooms, no.
I like mushrooms.
I used to love mushrooms.
Mushrooms
I
are
just can't
so
taste
good.
them. I still occasionally eat them. There's just no taste, so I can't enjoy them.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's okay. It was a delicious tangent, but now I'm hungry.
Right?
I like hating you a lot.
So fries, coffee. What about you, Lydia?
I'm gonna say that Lydia came in like slightly late and sort of rushed, and she looks practically unrecognizable from her like usual preppy outfit. Like, hair's down. She's got like a plaid hoodie with like the 90s overalls. Like, just complete tomboy at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this like the visible distress from earlier, or incognito?
Bit of both, because she walks in like this completely different attire, but she still like stupidly has her like garish giant ruby like hoop earrings on.
Joanne slowly takes out sketchbook.
And just sits down like, "Hey, sorry, late. Did we order already?"
No, taking them down now. You good, princess?
Yeah. Whatever they're having, I'll have too. Just like
some
a
fries and a coffee. All right.
yeah, perfect.
Great.
Can I get a coffee too?
Yeah, 3 coffees. I'll keep them coming. Don't worry. So she goes in, puts the order in. I think this is the moment where she slips more of the money into her mom's purse, just in the back storage area where they keep the stuff. The extra money she pocketed, she's going to hold on to because they're going to a party tonight, and so Lydia can't be expected to pay for everything.
Give me another sneak roll.
All right.
Also, you all can clear your conditions because you rested. If you rest, I'm only going to allow you to clear one condition because normally you have to speak to your anchors.
That's fine. I only had
I
one condition.
I almost feel like Lydia needs to keep her upset at this point.
0 successes.
Hey.
Would you like
Oh,
to
dear.
push?
No, I just cleared a condition.
Okay. So you go to sneak this in, and just as you're doing so, your mom, running back and forth, turns in and says, "Now, has she ever seen you putting money in before?"
No, she had. I would like to say she hasn't been caught yet.
Okay. So she calls in. Is it? And it looks like it's fairly obvious you're putting money in, and
Or at least hand in her purse.
yeah. And she pauses and says, "Did you need to borrow some?"
What? No. Sorry, I'm looking for Tylenol, Ma. I just have a headache.
Give me a charm heart.
Yeah, it's girl problems. I need something for it. Fuck. Okay.
Tylenol, more like Lylenol.
Tylenol.
She says,
That usually works.
she, and it probably would have, but I feel like her being your mother and living in so close proximity, she's probably memorized when you say girl problems. She probably knows.
Oh
about
no, we're
what
on
it
the
is.
same cycle.
Yeah, and she tilts her head and says, "That's not it."
No? Sorry. It must just be a regular headache then. No, it's fine. And she's just going to let go of the money because if she takes it back out, then it's going to give off the impression that she's trying to steal from her mom, which is the opposite of what she wants to do. So she's just going to leave it there and just be like, I didn't find any anyways. It's fine.
And she kind of approaches and says, "Honey, is something bothering you?"
No. It's... Well, okay, I guess I should come clean. Yeah, I just needed to borrow like $20 for the party tonight. I thought it would be okay if I put it back later. I didn't want to bother you with it.
She still seems like a little skeptical, but like she has a feeling there's something hidden there. But she reaches in the purse and grabs the 20 and hands it over to you. I
Thanks,
expect
Mom.
to see this back.
Of course. You'll get it back. Don't worry. Thanks, Mom. And she's just gonna hug her and exit very quickly before she has a chance to notice that there's an extra $80 in her wallet.
Mm-hmm. And you do. And your mother continues to run back and forth. She's waiting for Susan to clock in so she can go home and just crash for a little bit.
Susan.
Darn it, Susan.
Darn it, Susan. Yeah. So she'll punch out, get rid of the apron, sit down in the stupid uniform, set down the plate of fries and the coffees, and it's like, all right. So what's the plan?
Well, like, in the park last night, there was some weird stuff going on.
Weird how? Is that people making out, or?
Oh, no, nothing like that. That's not weird at all. There was this weird white van that, like, didn't even have a license plate or any markings or anything on it that pulled up. Then people in, like, completely white suits got out of the van and started fucking with the circuit box.
It is weird. Usually you want to be in
Odd.
black unmarked vans if you're doing stuff at night.
Right?
Yeah, why is it you're trying to kidnap children?
Did it
Yeah,
say-
that's
did
what
it
I
say-
thought.
Did it say free candy on it? I hear that's been happening a lot.
No, it didn't say anything on it. That's what was weird about it. Like there weren't any markings of any kind. I should have tried sneaking up and like seeing if it had a VIN number or something.
Well, I'm glad you didn't, because you probably would have been kidnapped.
Yeah, maybe. But like it was just weird as heck. Also, after they left, I kind of went over there and opened the box back up. And there was like this little device that was like hidden in there after they drove away.
What is
Yeah,
it?
It's weird. It's really
I
weird.
pull it out. I pull my sketch pad out and like show a sketch of like the like a really rough sketch. I'm not an artist in the drawing sense, but like, you know, just very, very rough, like what the circuit board's basic shapes are and how they fit in there, but without any detail. And then like a little box in the back of it. And like, yeah, they had it like back here. And like, it has like this little blinking light on it. But like, I don't know how to use any of this stuff. So I didn't want to like kill myself by trying to get it out of there.
I'm just gonna pause for just a minute. I like that V just established that white is for kidnapping and black is for
Secret government
sabotaging.
stuff.
Yeah.
Secret government stuff. Yeah, no, it's fine. Don't.
Yeah, I'm sorry, continue.
But yeah, like, it was just in there. It probably still is, but like,
The device?
yeah.
That's fucking weird, dude. Like, I mean, if we go mess with it right now, it's the middle of the day. They're probably not gonna try and stop us. It would look too suspicious.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we should do it in the middle of the day, but maybe
No, I was
like,
saying it's probably the best time to do it, because if
Right.
they try and stop us, it'll look suspicious.
What if somebody else sees us and calls police?
yeah, but like, what if the
Oh.
cops see it? Then they'll just come right up to us and be like, "What are you doing? You're gonna kill yourself!" Rah rah rah.
Yeah, you already know what my stance is on the police.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Can Lydia glean anything from the sketch at all? Like, she's not a super techie, but
Probably be easier to
It's-
see it. It looks like the sketch of some kind of device.
Yeah, some kind of box with no details on it.
Yeah.
dope. Yeah, I like TV remotes too.
No,
So
at
it's gonna
least
look
I
like-
know to draw the buttons on a TV remote.
I thought it was an open fridge, honestly.
Well, isn't this the time or the era where there's still some TVs where it's just the big one-button power on box?
Well,
Like, it doesn't-
technically, what you're thinking of is the you pull out the little like the thing that's both the power on and off and the channel changer, because after you pull it out to turn it on, you then click it around. I know because I have a great grandma who had a
That's-
TV from the 1950s.
That's the kind of TV V had. That's why they didn't have a remote. So she has to manually maneuver hers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a sad time we live in.
And they're like, sorry, I can't help unless I see the real thing.
Well, yeah, I didn't think this would help much. I just kind of wanted to make note of it because I just thought it was really weird.
It's pretty weird.
Yeah, it is.
Well, if you want to look at it tonight after the party, we can do that too.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I normally don't drink at those things.
It's like the whole point. But no,
Nah, I
get
play
it, get
music.
it. Yeah, you got work to do.
Yeah, I mean, I might be able to get like 20 or 30 bucks from this. Like, it's not as good as like playing in the bars, but like at least it's something to make up for when I don't have other shows.
Yeah. 20 or 30 bucks is good for doing a set.
No, it's not. I
She
should
just-
be getting paid more.
Yeah, she just has that 1,000-yard stare. It's just like, yeah, 20, 30 bucks. That's good for your time.
It's really not. Like, it's really not. Like, for someone who's starting to play the bars and shit, I should be making like probably 200 bucks a night, but like this is just a fucking high school party or whatever. So it's like, how can I charge high school kids that much, you know?
Yeah, you probably could make more money just bringing them the beer because the people who do the beer runs make a premium.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm not assertive enough to get what I need. And like, my manager handles the bars and shit that I play at. So like, all of these gigs that I get on my own, like, I don't know how to negotiate for any of that.
Or you can always just pick a base rate and say, I won't do anything under this.
That's usually how it works better.
Oh, is it?
You set your rates early.
Hmm.
Clears
Well,
your
too
throat,
late
sips
for
some
this
coffee.
show.
Lydia's just chugging down her coffee, listening to like, oh, 20, 30 bucks for this, 200 a night. And Lydia's like, I sneeze and make $1,000.
Your dad sneezes and makes $1,000.
Fair, yes. Dad sneezes and makes $1,000.
God, that's probably a line he says to some intern too.
God damn, probably.
I wipe my nose and make $50,000. What do you do?
I
Deliver coffee, you ingrate.
Well, what I do is I do my best to actually like create music that people can both connect to and groove to at the same time as making you think and just enjoy, and like try to blend all of that together into one cohesive sound that everyone can kind of get down with, but at the same time it is talking about real shit. And it takes like, you know, a lot of hours to write and perfect a song, and then I get paid almost nothing for it.
Yeah, we need to renegotiate your contracts with these kids.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, this is what high school is, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yep, that's definitely it. Hey, let's go finish up these fries and then do something else. I
Alright.
don't have any other plans outside of getting out of here. Mom's already starting to catch on.
Lydia abandons all like
Jesus.
manners. It's just wad of fries, mush in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Just like the full-on
and-
McDonald's, like you chug half the large fry down and half of them are hanging out of your mouth.
I like no care, Lydia. This is cute.
Courtney's taking them and eating them like one fry at a time slowly, because she knows if she eats slower, she will fill up faster, because that's actually how it works. So like she's just like eating at a reasonable pace, well, like a kind of slower pace, but like 2 or 3 fries at a time at the slow pace. And then after she's done eating a bunch of them, she just like reaches into her pocket and like pulls out a handful of coins, because that's all the money she has right now,
No, she
and
pays
just
in
like
change.
tosses it on the table. Yeah.
Yeah. Once everybody's contributed their share, V is just going to like scoop it all up because there's a lot of coins, and she'll head to the register, and she will just use her money to pay for it and pocket what they gave her, because it more or less equals out.
Okay.
But she's not going to go through the trouble of counting whatever they gave her. She trusts them to have paid enough, and if not, she covers the rest.
Okay.
Lydia probably just slapped a fat 20, just like, yeah, there's the tip.
Yeah, I just gave all the money I had. It just happened that all I had was coins.
You know, with the 20 slap down, she probably brings Courtney some change back, and it's like, here, slides her a 5. Probably overpaying in her change as well.
And as you do that, you do see Susan walk in, so you know that your mom's going to get off momentarily as well.
Another quick attempt to pass off some extra money to her family. She goes, hey, these are the tips from the tables earlier today, and this is like the cash that she actually gives her above the table that she's aware of. So she does hand over a good bit of money, and then she always tries to slide the extra when she's not looking, but she hands over whatever she made in tips today to her.
Your mom smiles, and she's at that point where she's looking kind of tired. She's like, thank you, honey.
Yep.
Leans forward and kisses you on the side of the face again and says, go have fun with your friends.
I plan to. All right, let's go before she changes her mind.
Alrighty. Joanne just packs by her sketchbook. Bye, Mrs. Green.
Have a good day.
Nice seeing you again.
You too, honey.
Lydia just like pulls down the cap she's got on, just hand up, like not even like barely looking from under the brim of the hat.
Mm-hmm.
If you pull it any lower, you're gonna be blind.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
Joanne just said, if you pull it any lower, you're just gonna be blind.
Yeah, well, just kind of does the like the 90s like the little sneer.
Yeah, so me.
Yeah, okay. I'll be blind then.
So where to?
Where to, y'all?
I hate being a snob.
you all step outside and you're like, all right, where are we going?
Where are we going? There's probably several hours before we can even get there, or need to be there.
How far away are we from that box that the white man was messing with?
Wherever the park is. That's up to all of you.
I was curious to go look, but we kind of
How
decided...
far?
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, how far is your mom's diner from the trailer park we live in?
Not far. It's close enough that V can walk there if need be, but
Alright.
close enough to a 90s kid, because you walked everywhere basically if you didn't have a bike. So it's probably like 20 to 30 minutes on foot if you're taking it slow.
Yeah. Alright, so I think you would probably be about the same distance, but in a direction that would make them a triangle. If that makes sense. Like,
So in the
point A to point B,
Yeah.
but point B to point C, but then point A to point C is about the same distance as well.
Mm-hmm.
Equilateral triangle.
Well, not quite equal. I mean, the streets are definitely 90-degree
Thematically.
angles. Yeah.
But we get it. It's the same distance. It's in walking distance,
Mhm.
essentially.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if the group is generally like, we'll wait for that, then I won't pry for the box.
V wanted to go early, but it seemed like we got overruled.
No,
Yeah,
let's
Joanne
do
wants
it.
to wait because people could call police. That'd be problematic.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is true.
not wrong, but V's stance on the police is fuck the police.
Same with Courtney. Let's do it. Like, I don't care.
Let's do it. Let's go. All right, we're going. We're going.
right.
We're going.
All right,
Somebody,
we're
going.
somebody needs to make a decision. We're going.
So
Let's do it.
You all begin to walk in that direction.
I think this is very much with protest.
Yes. And
Poor Joanne.
And sure enough, like the scene changes a bit. You all are, we see the group of the teens approaching, walking through the park at this point. There's probably another degrading robot that has like two kind of like chicken legs, and it's like it's standing upward, the reverse legs, reverse joint legs, and there's like a single arm that's kind of like in the middle of it that's reaching up and just like, as per its programming, until this thing falls apart. It's all rusted at this point, but very little upkeep on these machines. But it seems to just be moving through the trees and trimming excess leaves as per its programming. But you pass.
Do you
that.
ever?
Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say, do you ever think about what kind of damage those things can do to people?
I try not to. It sounds horrifying.
It wasn't until
Yeah.
now.
I can't help but think about that sometimes.
I can tell you stories.
Go
Oh
on.
yeah?
Oh, you're actually interested. Oh, there's plenty of people that
Mildly
work for the
curious.
company. There's plenty of people that work for the company. Accidents happen all the time. Granted, I've never been on the front lines of any of the accidents, but you hear things through the help. Fingers getting blown off, electrocutions, amputations.
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre things.
There was this,
I mean, that one looks like it would definitely amputate.
yeah,
some-
there's a very popular story around Stillwater of one kid who this was, of course, several years ago, but one kid had as the story goes, and it's hard to know what the truth is and the fable is, but got in a fight with a killer robot and lost their arm, and now have a robot arm.
Hmm.
Good old robot arms.
The kids robot arm never acts out. Like when they just kind of, I don't know, doing something, their arm just comes up and just slaps them in the face, no reason.
I'm sorry, do what?
Just like slaps them in the face for no reason.
Who?
Well, the kid that had the robot arm that got cut off by a killer robot.
You slapped him in the face?
No, do you think the robot arm ever just acts up? Just
Oh!
Or randomly slap the kid in the face?
Oh, does the robot go crazy and slap him?
Oh, I
slap.
actually have a theory about that. I think that in reality, the kid was probably climbing up a tree, and then one of the trimming robots came to trim the tree,
Oh god!
and
trimmed
it
his arm.
read the kid as limbs that needed to be trimmed. So it just snip.
That's probably way cooler than what actually happened. He probably just like was playing with a firework and it exploded.
Yeah, probably. It's probably just a lie he spread to make himself seem cooler.
Yeah, no. And Usually it's not the case that, these kids actually suffer from some horrible accident inflicted on the negligence of others. Stares at the camera, hoping Frost is watching.
Yeah. I mean, like, what would happen if they just decided to turn against us, though?
Well, if what my father had said was true, there are rules against that sort of thing from happening, and a built-in programmed kill switch that should keep them from doing it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Provided any.
I mean, any Loop Foundation made robots, anyways. I can't speak for, the other companies that made them. Yeah.
Well,
It's basic robotics and programming. The thing can't do anything that you don't put in its brain to do.
Mm-hmm.
If
But
you don't
what if
put in the
someone-
ability to kill somebody, it can't kill somebody.
It won't have murderous intent, anyways.
Right, but what if someone programs that into them?
Well, there's a fail-safe program to keep it from hurting humans, intentionally hurting humans.
Do
So
you
that
have
can-
any idea how many levels of security and protocols that these things with that program would have to get through in order to actually have a murderous intent robot walking around?
I mean, I imagine that it would just take one person at the top of the company who knows how to do all of that stuff and just snaps one day, and then they can just build their own robot with the intent to murder.
If they hadn't already.
If they haven't already.
If they haven't already.
I guess-
Lydia just rolls her eyes okay. Not
I
how
guess-
the business world works, but sure. Being
Who's
fully
talking about the
unaware.
business world? Somebody in a company could very easily snap and just use the company's resources to do their own work without the company knowing about it.
It's.
Somebody's been watching far too many Batman Forevers.
I was gonna say Terminator, but
Lydia's not very good with movies.
No, Terminator was made that way by design, remember? Like, they intentionally built the
Yes.
AI on company time, and they just did it really badly.
yeah, that was gross.
But they did it really
negligence.
well. So
And
it
actually,
learned not to like us.
and yeah, to be fair, they actually designed it perfectly. It's just that they didn't expect it to decide to hate us.
Fair.
Now I have to see when Terminator 2 came out.
I think it was still the 80s. Maybe 91?
91.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
it's out.
called it.
It's pop
Ooh,
culture.
Oh god, John Connor did not age well. Alright.
No. No, he didn't. He's like another Ralph Macchio, but less aged well.
Ralph Macchio aged really well.
For a while, he had some awkward years, but
Oh,
now
okay.
he's actually looking good again.
Yeah, he
Like in Cobra Kai, he looks
He
good
looks
again.
really good in Cobra Kai. Ugh. Sorry.
Yeah.
Him looking good is not the issue with Cobra Kai. Danny is just a terrible character in Cobra Kai. Anyways, we could talk about
I
that for
agree.
hours. Yeah.
I agree.
Anyway,
Anyways,
I think all of them are terrible characters, but
don't-
yeah.
I don't quite think there's time enough to throw you all into trouble. So, so you all walk past this robot that's still following its protocol. It's probably got a year, maybe two, before it just breaks down entirely and is completely useless. At which point it'll be scrapped. But you all approach this box. Is there anything anyone would like to do?
I would like to just be able to discern what the box is. Is it like just a power line, a telephone line? Any of those other options.
Go ahead and give me a. This would be a calculate.
This is gonna go terribly. Hey, all right.
Would you like to push?
Did I need more than one success?
You just need one.
Oh,
More
I
gets you
don't thi-
more questions.
that is true. That is true. Nah, I won't push just because I don't think she's that invested into this box yet.
All right. So, for calculate, you may ask 2 questions. The questions here: what is its purpose? How does it work? How can I use it? Who built it? What problems could it cause? And is it illegal?
I guess the first question would be, what is the entire structure's purpose?
Okay. So the structure itself was originally a data node for the Hadron Collider or Particle Collider, which it was likely originally connected to. That has been repurposed into a power network. There's new lines and everything that's being used to feed electricity to the nearby trailer park. What you notice from that little device is some kind of sensor array that has been hardwired into it.
Okay. Then the second question is, does the sensor, does that thing look illegal?
The sensor itself is
Yeah.
not illegal. That it's attached to this might be.
Okay.
The device itself, no. That someone is monitoring this area might be.
Okay. I will probably just turn to yeah, I don't know what they were doing on this box, but no parts are necessarily out of the ordinary, but put together confusing.
Confusing?
Well, apparently this was a data node for the particle collider before it was repurposed for a powered network, and just kind of like fingers towards the structure and then thumbs over towards the direction of the trailer park. Yeah, and now it's running power over to your area. I don't know why there's a sensor on it, though.
Fuck. That's really
Weird.
weird.
I mean, I guess they're checking for power, but that should be obvious. If the lights are on, there's power. You don't need a sensor for that.
Might be checking
Yeah.
the power flow. And you're certain they're not redirecting the power or anything? Because usually that's what people do when they fuck with these things.
I mean, to redirect power, there'd be a lot more than just slapping on a little box.
At this point, when you say that, as you all are trying to discern why this would be here, not just one light, but all the lights, all the sensor lights, or that were running along the top of this box, begin to flash and blink rapidly.
We should probably get back.
And You also notice that as this is happening, that robot that's trimming the trees pauses.
Fuck.
That's probably nothing, right? That's probably nothing, right?
Courtney?
One of the lights on it blows out, glass kind of shattering, and another light flickers, turns red, and then more lights on this trimmer turns red, and it turns towards you, and on its backwards legs, one begins to step forward, and then the other, and then the other.
You said it can't do anything, right? You said it can't do anything, right?
It's not
It's
supposed
not-
to do anything.
It's not
And
supposed to
there's
do
no
anything.
calling.
Oh, you suck.
Okay, hey, we have end of session questions for 2 episodes.
You're right, we do. So we're gonna do this for 2 episodes. What page is that on?
Great question. Probably on the teen section.
End of session questions.
Experience.
God.
All right. Starts on.
Experience was changed, distribute experience points, blah blah blah. So
Where is it?
we forgot to do this last time, so we're gonna do it twice. Your experience points can be used to raise your skills. It costs 5 experience points to raise a skill by 1 level, and 5 is the maximum level in any skill.
You can bank 10, I think. So
Yes.
you don't have to spend them right away, but there's no reason not to.
Yes. So,
So what exactly can we increase?
your skills. Like,
Skills. Okay.
yeah,
the
like
stats are locked.
yeah, stats
Okay.
are locked.
97. Yes, page 97 is the
97.
questions.
Yep, here we go. Questions for experience points. So we'll start with the first session. Did you all participate?
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody gets 1 experience. Did your problem or relationships get you into trouble?
No.
For last session.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Wait, problem?
Yep. Did your
Hold on.
problem or relationships?
Oh, relationships. Well, we got into trouble with the other.
We did
teams
get into
because
trouble,
because
but I don't think that counts.
I think it does because it's our relationship with
the popular
Lydia
kids
and
or
the
with the
popular
rich kids.
Yeah, it's
So
kind of
yeah.
directly related to me
All right,
and
cool.
your relationship with me, so I think
Yeah,
that counts.
and
for
our
everybody.
and our relationships with them because they don't like us. We have an
Mhm.
antagonistic relationship with them. I think it does work.
It does.
Yeah.
So-
Once they tried to recruit me, I became their immediate antagonist.
So 2 experience for everybody. Were you broken and forced to take a scar?
No,
Nope.
No experience from that one. Did you put yourself in harm's way to resolve the mystery?
no,
Not last week.
Not last
No.
not last week.
Did you learn something new last week? And you have to tell me what.
I learned that the new VR craze is somehow tied to my family.
Experience for you. How about everybody else?
Oh, I know what I can use. I learned that Tracy feels that she would rather be homeless than have to put up with her family, and that in particular upset V.
That was me.
Oh, was that you? Sorry, that was you, Courtney.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was you. Tracy
And
was the one
that's
who
why
had
I
the
was-
back of it. Yeah.
That's like legitimately why I was trying to why I sent Shay the message that about how I wanted the home life to be, but it didn't get picked up until like a second after the scene started. But yeah. Sorry.
So no, that's okay. That's a good correction because the three of us have that dynamic going on between us. So it was just trying to remember which of you said it. So Courtney was the one who said it. So
experience for B then. How about everybody else?
I had something in my head a second ago, but then it vacated.
I'm sorry. I just
we saw the flickering, but nobody else did. At least James didn't. Did that count?
Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking about. Like, we saw, like, I was completely stone sober, and I saw that shit happen, and that's something new that I've never seen before.
Alright, I'll allow it. 3 experience for everybody.
Yay.
Now for this session. Did you participate in the session?
Yes.
Yes.
Did your problem or relationships get you into trouble with a capital T?
No, we didn't do any
Nope.
trouble today.
I've not entered into trouble. Were you broken and forced to take a scar?
No.
No.
Did you put yourself in harm's way to resolve the mystery?
I could make an argument that I kind of did
you did
by like
you all did at the
breaking.
end of this session.
Yeah, we did. We all did at the end of the session.
Okay.
Lydia also did it at the start of the session.
That's true.
Yeah, that's. Do I get 2 points for that?
No, only 1 per.
Yeah, because I also put myself in harm's way by breaking into an electrical box by myself at night.
Yes, that's very true.
Someone put on a VR headset and immediately took it off before anything happened.
I'm scared. Okay.
It's
I saw
alright.
a shadowy figure. I have a plan for what I'm gonna do next with the headset.
Okay. Did you all learn something new, and what?
Yeah, I learned that there are creepy people
Somebody's
going around in white vans, fucking with the trailer park's power supply.
We all
And
learned
then
that.
I told all of that. I told them all of that, so they also learned it.
Yeah, we
So
all
they
learned
get
that.
going.
I'm scared.
Joanne also learned that when she was focusing on the drawing, she had the flashback, on flicker outside the theater as well, so flickers can't be elsewhere.
Yeah, that counts.
Yeah, you found extra flickers.
Mhm.
Alrighty. I'm gonna spend mine to increase sneak body because that dice rolls were failing me.
That's 6 for everyone then?
Yep.
More or less, depending on if you had any yes or no's, but I think we all pretty much had yeses for all the same things. So
Yeah.
it should be 6 altogether, and you spend 5 to make an increase.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna do that.
Are these increases still subject to the limiter of
5.
Well, because it was if one of your skills is not part of your
No, you can increase any skill.
Okay, so it's not capped at like 1.
No.
Okay.
No, it was
Okay,
just
You're good to keep raising
Yeah,
it.
this is
it was
like
capped
this,
at 1 for character creation.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is where you can develop new skills as per what you're doing.
I'm grabbing Tinker.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you did tinker, so you tinkered.
that makes sense.
I'm gonna take charm just because I feel like that's what the performing is gonna be.
And we did talk about you renegotiating your contracts, so you got to work on your talking. So now's a good time to reflect that.
Lydia just starts
Yeah.
scratching herself contracts. Y'all got any more of those? All those contracts?
I cannot choose move for body, but I don't have a reason for that. Well, it's because I'm scared what's going to happen next week.
We'll see what happens next week.
Yeah, you might want that move.
Alrighty. Well, with that being said, I am hungry and I want to go make some dinner. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, everybody who was here to play. Thoughts and prayers, hearts and minds. We miss you, Pat. Please come back to us next week.
Miss
For
you, Pat. Please
for
come
for
back.
for the players, just a reminder that we'll start a week or An hour later, thank you, Thunder. Thank you, Thor. An hour later, not a week later. An hour later next week, because I have a work-related thing that's going to have me show up a little later. Wait, yes. No.
Yeah, now and laters are pretty good.
No, I'm just trying to. It is next. It's the 16th, yeah. And then my days off get shifted. Okay, yes, that is correct. So that is what's happening, and we will be back just running an hour later than normal. So anybody who's enjoying the show, stay tuned. Don't freak out when it doesn't start at 4. It's just going to start at 5 Eastern instead, and we will run the normal game from there.
Yeah.
Is there anybody we could raid tonight? I think there is. I think Astaini's still streaming arts.
Yeah.
She is doing art. Yeah, we'll go to Astaini. They contribute. Thank you, Twitch, for playing loud advertisement for everybody.
Love when it does that.
Yeah, but it's like I didn't need you to start auto playing your loud advertisement. Coincidentally, it was a Pizza Hut advertisement, so it's not all
Hey.
bad.
It heard Pizza Hut and
Yeah,
started.
it
Actually,
knew.
it probably
Get in
did.
the hut.
It knew. It knew.
That
Size
is
of a
how
soft spot.
advertisements work.
Listen, Pizza Hut, if you want to sponsor us, I do not object. Anyways, have a great night, y'all. We love you. Be well. Stay out of the rain.
Night.